Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gate to Wire. I'm Bruce Casella, along with Danny Gibson. Our special guest is Parks Hall of Fame jockey Tony Black. Hi, Tony.
Hey, Bruce. Hi, Danny. Great to be
Tony,
on. It's an honor to be on.
Hey, Tony, I got a question. I keep waiting for you to get on a horse again in a real race. You keep telling me that was going to happen. What's the latest on that?
You know what? It almost happened a couple months ago. There was a horse that my ex-wife has sent that she couldn't make into a riding horse. I said, "Why you want to make him into a riding horse? He can run." And she said, "All right, we'll run him." And I almost rode him, and that was a couple months ago. His name was Blazing Red. Of course, he won. I didn't ride him because I figured if he got beat, they would blame it on me. But I should have ridden him because he was an easy winner and won a couple races after that. It'll be when the this year, sometime in the very near future.
that's awesome. Well, you rode so many historic races and we love your stories. Is there one win that really stands out?
Oh, of course. Yeah, there's several, but the one win that stands out was only because of a reason. There was some controversy between me and Angel Cordero, one of the greatest. And it was my Juliet winning the Vosburg and beating Bold Forbes. And at the end of the race, he claimed foul against me. And I did a typical Tony Black ride. If you're on the inside, I want you to go around. If you go around, I'm going to park you a little bit. Well, they didn't take me down, but guess what? They took him down. Leaving the gate, his horse broke in. I don't know if it was to compromise my chances, but he bothered the horse in between us. And the horse that in between us finished third. It's
Gotcha.
freezing with Doug Thomas. And I wound up staying up and they took him down.
Tony, you're in the Philadelphia Sports Hall of Fame. You're in the Parks Hall of Fame. You're in
I mean,
the New Jersey Sports Hall of Fame for wrestling. Man, you're just Mr. Hall of Fame.
right, and the other one, the one is that it's Parks, Camden County Hall of Fame, Philadelphia Athletic Hall of Fame, and Haddon Township High School Hall of Fame, Haddon Township Hall of Fame. But yeah, been fortunate enough to have some people take notice to my wrestling performance, my race riding performance, and thanks to Dick Girardi, he had Philadelphia Athletic Hall of Fame take notice that jockeys are really athletes. They're not just
Yep.
sitting there. They're not just sitting there.
No, and talk about being a jockey and you rode for so many years and you still get on horses. How do you stay mentally and physically fit at the ripe old age of that you are?
Well, 74. And I figure I've been fit since I was a little kid and trying to keep up with the big guys when we were in elementary school. So I figure at the age of 74 and over the past, who knows, couple decades, I figure, why not stay fit now? Been fit since I was a little kid. Might as well stay fit right up to the end. So we're 74 and I like getting on horses still. And at this point in my career, I can say if I don't want to get on a certain horse because we don't get along, I can say, oh, I don't want to get on that one. I don't like that horse.
Yeah.
Or he don't like me. And it's really a great exercise and it beats going to the gym.
Now, your son is also an athlete. Tell us a lot about him a little bit. I know he plays basketball and he's a point guard.
Yeah, he's a point guard. He didn't take after his mother's size so much, but he's probably going to be close to 5'10". But he's a point guard, and you know what? The other thing, he's a good long-range two-point shooter and a good three-point shooter. So he doesn't have to get under the basket to have make a layup. But I watch him play, and after the competition sees him make these long shots and these threes, then they double cover him. But in double covering him, it's an asset to the team because they're taking the man away from somebody else they could be covering. So it leaves somebody open. But he loves basketball. Even though I introduced him to wrestling at a young age, he didn't take to wrestling, but he sure does take to basketball. And he's a good athlete. He goes to the gym whenever he's not working out and practices, and he's in the gym.
I'm sure you guys have a lot of fun together. You've been such a huge part of Pennsylvania horse racing and parks. Why is our community here so special to you? Like, what makes our community so special?
Well, I have no regrets staying there. It's special because it gave me the chance, as many jockeys don't have the chance, to have a home life. I could live right in Bucks County. I could live when I moved out of Bucks County and sold the farm because of a couple divorces. I could I could then move to New Jersey near where I grew up and bring the kids. and I could travel back and forth to parks, or well, it was Keystone, it was Philadelphia Park, and now it's Parks. I've been there since before it was Liberty Bell at another racetrack, Liberty Bell.
Crazy.
You also raced at Garden State Park. What are your memories of that place?
I remember the day, April 14th, 1977. Well, two things I remember.
A
That was
big
the first
fire.
track. Yeah, that I left through the second story windows and went out to the parking lot, and we all stood there in colors, and I got NBC's colors on because when we came back from the race before that I had won, I think Rick Wilson said, "Hey, there's smoke." I said, "Oh, maybe we'll get out of here early today. A little kitchen fire." Well, we went back to the jocks room, checked for the next race. They said the races will be delayed, and then about 20 minutes went past. They said evacuate the building. The fire is out
Oof.
of control. We went to the hallway, which was on the second floor. You couldn't get down the hallway between the smoke and the fire. So we left through the second story windows by the in the hall by the lunch counter, and dropped down to a porch roof, hung off the porch roof, and tried to hit the paddock fence. If we didn't hit the fence, you just fell another 3 feet to the ground. And then we wound up watching it burn. And then
Oh,
we went across the street at the Holiday Inn and sucking them down.
oh, I'm sure.
And
That
I'm in Ambisi's colors, and I saw Ambisi not too long ago. I said, "You want to see a picture? Here's your dad's colors, my ex-wife, my agent, and we're watching the building burn." And I kept the colors. Do I have to give them back to you? He says, "That's what you want to do." Yeah, I'd like them back. I gave them back to Ambisi, the colors. I
that's
should have kept them.
classic.
I should have kept them.
Yeah, you should have kept them. What do you want fans to remember about Tony Black? Like, what do you want them to remember about you?
That being a jockey, whether it's Tony Black or any jockey, it's truly physically and mentally an athletic event. I hate when I hear this expression. Well, what do you mean you're an athlete? You're just sitting there. You don't just sit there on an 800 to 1,000 pound thoroughbred and do
Correct.
nothing but just sit there. You're using every inch of your mental and physical capability pro- to use them efficiently and effectively in the running of a race to try to compromise your competition's chances. So I hope they remember me as a good competitor, and probably a competitor that was hard to deal with in the jocks room at times out on the racetrack with the other competitors. But they had respect. We had mutual respect. Mutual respect is really something that's important in this business.
Yeah, that's a great answer, Tone.
Yeah, Tony, I can't wait to see you get back up on a horse. I know you want to make your last ride a winning ride. And you said that's going to happen sometime in the next year.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you the truth, when it comes to a level of fitness, if somebody said, "Can you want to ride one today?" I'd be dead fit and sitting on their backs. You wouldn't know that I hadn't ridden a race for 20 or whatever years it's been.
You
You
look
wouldn't.
great.
Yeah, well, I pride myself in being fit, and I love still getting on horses. And at this point in your life, like I said, you get on horses and you get on the ones you like. Not that I
Yeah,
don't like all of them. I love all of them. I just don't always get along with all of them. The
right.
same way when you've had a couple wives that you got divorced, you loved them all, but you didn't always get along with them.
Well, there's the old saying, Tony, you paid your dues and you have, so you get on the horses that you want to get on. I love when I see you walking around the hallway with your vest and your helmet. I know it's a good day.
Yeah, I love keeping that helmet with a pair of goggles on it in my back seat of my car and my vest. And every once in a while, I just try it on just to see if it still fits. And guess what? As fit as I am, everything. I put on a pair of jocks pants the other day because I was going to go out. Figure maybe I'll go out when trick or treating starts. One year I went out as a jockey with my kids, and they loved it. I said, "I wonder if these pants still fit." Guess what? Everything still fits.
That's awesome.
Do you get out to the track much? Do you go there most every day or every week?
I was going out there 5, 6 days a week, but in the last few months, I haven't been getting out there, especially when the kids were on summer break. Because I got Madison, and she's going to be a baby forever, even though she turned 20. But I'm a primary caregiver, and Pete always he's 17, 18. He takes care of himself. He don't need me no more. And I take care of Madison because she's going to be like a 3-year-old the rest of her life. But I enjoy being around her. And when she's in school, like during the weeks, I can go out to the track 5 days a week.
Nice. You're a good dad, Tone.
So
Uh,
our
I
good
had good
friends,
teacher. I had a good teacher, my mom.
there you go. We met your mom. That's right. Your Dick Girardi, your good buddy, is going to be inducted into the Philadelphia Sports Hall of Fame in November. You're going to try to make it out.
Oh, I'll definitely make it out because, between you and Dick, the only reason I got inducted into the Philadelphia Athletic Hall of Fame is because you brought it and Dick brought it to their attention that jockeys are truly athletes. They ain't just sitting there. And
Mhm.
yeah, and how could I not make it out to Dick's induction? And so deserving of him because he's written about horse racing for so many years, and he puts a truly positive spin on it, and it's realistic everything he has written about
Yeah,
racing.
I agree.
There's so many more from the racetrack that need to be in there. Trying to get John Service, Smarty Jones, of course. So we've got to work on that.
Well, I'll be right there as a spokesman for him. It took many years to get my Juliet into the Horse Racing Hall of Fame, and she was a Eclipse Award winning sprinter and beat Derby and Belmont winner Bold Forbes. And finally, somebody listened, and between you guys knowing what she was, and I kind of can't think of the guy that writes for the racing for him. He's listened to me and he said, "Hey, Black, you're right. She deserves, the chance to be inducted." And then that next year, she got inducted into the Hall of Fame. And I was one of the lone survivors that was connected to my Juliet. Everybody else kind of passed away, Gene Euster, owners, and everybody else. And they asked me to come to Saratoga and speak on her behalf. And I was honored. I went up there and
Oh,
spoke on the behalf of my Juliet being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
And
You
I've
gotta
got a
love
lot
her.
of your memories and a lot of your milestones as well.
Well, you know what? You guys were a big part of them and bringing them to light and giving me some recognition. And I really thrive on recognition.
You like that stuff. You keep yourself young. Danny, anything else?
no, it was so much fun talking to you, Tony.
Well, it's always a pleasure to watch it. And I even made a comment the other day. You do such a good job. You've got a realistic point of view, an accurate point of view in racing. Keep up the good work, and you're as beautiful as ever.
Thanks, Tone. Love you
Yes,
to
she
back,
is.
buddy.
All right,
Love
Tony.
you.
Thanks for being on Gate to Wire.
Thanks for giving me this privilege. Thank you.